What's up guys, CJ here and welcome back to another all-new Star Wars video with kind of an interesting follow-up to all of those Rian Johnson trilogy videos that we've been doing for the past couple of weeks. We're not going to be talking about that rumored leak today, we do have another video on that coming up tomorrow, but instead there's been an interesting confirmation yesterday from a member of Lucasfilm's story group that could have a massive impact, not just on that new trilogy, but the future of Star Wars as a whole. That member of the story group is Leland Chee, who revealed that the death of Chewbacca was one of the main motivations for wiping out the EU in the first place in an interview a few weeks back. And he's back at it again, this time with a major revelation on Twitter that will definitely make fans of the old EU happy. Chee was asked on Twitter about the potential for more Legends canon characters returning to the main canon in books, shows, or movies, in the way that characters like Thrawn and Tag and Bink have returned in Star Wars Rebels and Solo: A Star Wars Story respectively. Chee's response might surprise you. Yes, in fact, more old EU characters will be returning to canon and soon. Specifically, Chee said that even more Legends characters would be appearing in the next few months in various forms, suggesting that these characters could show up in books, shows, and potentially movies too. He closes by saying that Tag and Bink becoming canon again means that really anything is possible as far as characters returning from the old EU and becoming canon once again. But what does that mean? Right now, we don't know which characters would be returning, but obviously, on the face of it, this is a really good sign. I mean, characters from Dash Rendar to Darth Revan could be appearing once again as Lucasfilm begins to work them back into the fold. Where exactly we'll be seeing the characters is as of yet unknown as well, but there's a really good chance that we'd see some of them in Star Wars Rebels, as that show has really been one of the best links yet between the new canon and the old. We'll also definitely be seeing some in Solo: A Star Wars Story. I mean, we already know about Tag and Bink, but that's also the next major Star Wars project on the agenda, and it could be a crafty move on Disney's part to bring back EU characters to get on-the-fence fans to actually go and see the movie. Of course, more than anything, books were always the real engine of the expanded universe, fleshing out the Star Wars saga more than any other medium, and we could see some characters return there too, but outside of Thrawn Alliances by Timothy Zahn coming in June, there really aren't that many books on the horizon that seem like they'd be bringing back any EU characters. There's a really good chance that comics will actually see some of these characters as well, as there are tons of those coming out this year, and that sheer volume means they probably have the best odds to see the return of fan favorites from the Legends canon. Then there's the long shot: video games. Now, there aren't any Star Wars video games set to be released in 2018 after the never-titled Visceral game was cancelled, but we could see the announcement of something new. I mean, Respawn Entertainment has a game in development that we don't have any details about yet, or we could see some return and potential DLC for Star Wars Battlefront 2. Of course, this could also be a really good sign for those leaks we had been discussing regarding Rian Johnson's new Star Wars trilogy, which is, as you'll remember, rumored to be set thousands of years before the original trilogy and following a war between the Chiss Ascendancy, which have already returned to canon, and the Yuuzhan Vong, who, as of right now, have not. Ultimately, this, coupled with the reveal that Chewbacca's death was one of the big arguments for ending the EU in the first place, really makes it clear that Disney never had it out for the old stories, or they never really had any issue with the stories in particular. They just needed to clean the slate in order to free up the new movies to be able to tell their own story. Obviously, the Lucasfilm story group is going to have a much tougher and more complicated job keeping what's canon and what's not straight as they add more characters into the fold across basically all media forms. But now that they're building them back in, hopefully they can find a happy balance between what directors want to do with the new movies and the stories they're telling off the big screen. Honestly, this might end up being a net positive for the Star Wars universe. I mean, with the story group established, hopefully they can keep the canon straight even as the universe keeps growing and expanding and things start getting added back in, hopefully cutting down on the contradictions that started cropping up before the wipe and keeping it an organized, streamlined universe. But I want to hear from you guys about this, because I know a lot of our viewers grew up on the EU just like I did, whether it was playing games like Knights of the Old Republic and Shadows of the Empire, or reading books from the Darth Bane trilogy to the Yuuzhan Vong War Saga. What do you hope they bring back first, and where do you think these characters will start to appear? I'm really looking forward to your ideas and reading through your answers and talking to you guys about this in the comments section. And me personally, I'm hoping they bring back some of the Old Republic stuff first and foremost. I mean, it just seems like the easiest cut and dry thing to do. It really won't mess with anything unless we're getting a movie or TV series about that era specifically, so it seems kind of like a win-win. That's going to do it for me here, though. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to smash that like if you like what you saw, subscribe for more great content every single day, and consider turning on your notifications to be alerted every time we upload a new video. For even more content, check out our website at hybridnetworkyt.com. And if you love HN and want to take your support to the next level, consider donating to us on Patreon as we strive to bring you the best content possible. Signing off, this is CJ, and I'll see you next time.